Asalaamu Alaikum. Today, I will be having a very special guest here on my channel. So take off your shoes, relax, pour some tea with me, and let's talk Islam. Asalaamu Alaikum and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new to my channel, I would like to say welcome to the family. I am Zoya, and here on my channel, I like to discuss Islam and the culture behind Islam, mixed with some stories about myself. My mission here is to help stop in stereotypes. So if you'd like to learn more about Islam or hear my stories about me, or maybe this is just for entertainment purposes, be sure to click that button down at the bottom that says subscribe. So as I mentioned previously, I have a very, very, very special guest here on my channel today. Brothers and sisters, this is my mother. Say hi. Hi. My mom decided to join me today for my channel and support me like she always have been from the beginning. Okay, so today I'm actually going to ask my mom's questions that everyone wants to probably know, or probably asked her. They asked me, and now she's here to basically just clear everything up as well. Right, Mommy?
Yes.
You have anything to say?
No.
She's shy. Okay. So before we like to start, we always do what we always do. Pour some tea.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Here's some tea.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hot. Okay. So to get into question number one. For question number one, I'm going to ask, prior to me being Muslim, what did you know about Islam?
I really didn't know too much about Islam at all. I had some family members who had converted, childhood friends who converted. They seemed very happy, but I just never wanted to ask them so many questions. And I knew I had a lot, but I just never wanted to ask any questions.
Did you not want, or did you not feel comfortable?
I didn't think I felt comfortable because I felt like I was challenging them for their religion. And I felt it wasn't my place to do that.
Just for the record, we love when you ask questions because it helps in the stereotypes.
Yes.
You know, a lot of people just assume certain things, but if you actually ask us questions, it's like, okay, we love talking about Islam. That's one. A true Muslim loves talking about Islam. And it's like, it helps us because then you're passed that knowledge on to the next person, so the stereotypes or how anybody perceived us was come to an end. So it's like, but that's good. I didn't know we had family. I thought I was the only one.
Yeah.
Oh, see, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not the only Muslim in my family. I did not know that. I would love to meet them, Insha'Allah. Question number two, how did you feel, or what were you thinking when I first told you I'm converting to Islam?
At first, I had a lot of questions to you. My thing as a parent, you have to talk to your child to see where they're coming from. If they're joining for something other than for their faith walk. I think that was my main concern. I do believe everybody's entitled to their own faith walk. Just because my religion happens to be Christian or whatever, it does not necessarily mean that your child has to go that route. Your child has to make their own independent choices. And as a parent, that was my main concern. I had to make sure that this was something that was for you. But you basically answered the questions. You made it very clear that this is what you wanted to follow. And as your parent, I'm supposed to support you. And that's what I tried to do. And there's times when we butt heads, but communication, constantly talking.
Yes.
And what we find out is that it's so much similarities until it's better for me not to push you. You have to be who you are. And as a parent, that's also hard to do because we don't want to let go of our children. You're my baby. So that was my
Love her,
turn.
baby. I love her. Yes, absolutely, and I definitely concur with that. Like, and thank you for that. For the question number 3, how did you feel the first time I covered my hair and I wore the hijab? The first time you seen me?
I don't know what emotions I felt, to be honest. I didn't know what emotions, because to Christians, that's your crowning glory. Your hair
Alhamdulillah.
is your crowning glory.
Your hair is your crowning glory to
Yeah,
Christians.
to us. I mean, well, to my family. I can't say for all Christians, but to us. And most women, they always, that's why you see them always with their hair done very beautifully, whether it's braids, whether it's straightening, however, it's always done, and you always look presentable with
Yes.
it. And then you covered it up, and you have such beautiful hair, and I was like, wow, I really got to get used. I think my biggest thing is I have to get used to this.
I noticed too, like a lot of people that are like not of, Muslim, or, just not in a religion at all or whatever. The first thing they say is, we don't believe in covering our hair up and stuff like that. But my grandmother, she was a very practicing Christian, and she covered her hair when she went to the church. And, if you take it back to like, Maryam alayhi salam, she wore a veil at times. She constantly covered herself up. And Catholics, the nuns, cover themselves up. So it's like people cover this. It's not just a
Yes.
Muslim thing. It's just, it's just modesty.
Yes.
Like
That's
just
basically what it is. It's modesty. And it's giving honor while you're praying and to God. Yes, like you said, my mother, she covered her hair. It was called a prayer cap. And she would pin it on her hair, especially when she was doing service in the church, through prayers or whatever. And she would cover her hair. And I grew up in a time where Catholic nuns, they covered their hair.
Yes.
So this wasn't new to me. It was just a matter of understanding it, and a matter of acceptance of it, because I wasn't used to it.
Yes.
And with anything that you're not used to, apprehension is first, and then you adapt to it.
Yes. The first, my mom said, "Oh no, but you have such pretty hair. You gotta cover it up." I'm like, "Oh, hey." Okay. So, question number 4: did any family or friends disown you, disapprove, or judge you based off my decisions for converting to Islam?
I didn't share it with a lot of people, because I don't know why. I just didn't share with a lot of people. But the people that I did share it with, those were my closest circle. And yes, they did ask me questions. Why? She grew up a Christian. I said, yes, but she has to choose her own way. Your faith walk is your faith walk. It's personal. It's not anybody else's. No one else can make a choice for you. It's something that you have to make a choice for. Um, did they disown me? Absolutely not. I try to make my circle as tolerant as I am, as patient as I am. I didn't grow up with excluding people because of their religions. We tried to learn their religions and to be respectful of their religions, and the same vice versa. But disown me, no, absolutely not. Question me, yes, of course, because with anything that's new, you have questions and you ask me. But again, there was questions that I couldn't answer, and I would just take the questions and I would ask you myself, this, and what about that? And you've been very forthcoming, so I don't have a problem with it. I hope that they don't. If they do, that's their issue, not my problem.
Exactly. For question number 5, what stereotypes have you heard about Islam?
Oh boy, so many. The biggest one, you don't believe in Jesus. That was one that was my very first question to you, if you recall.
Yes.
And when you explained it to me, I'm like, wow, why are they saying these things? And then the next thing is, oh, it's a very male dominated religion. and in being male dominated, your daughter's going to be like a slave. And I'm like, if that's the case, then when you marry, you're like a slave. Because if you have children, you're constantly doing for them.
Absolutely.
And if you have a husband, you know, thank God for husbands, but you still washing clothes and washing dishes, and so that knocked that out of the way. And then I think it was one other question, is that you would walk away from your family. And that one bothered me very much. And the first thing I said to one of my friends who said it, I said, you know what? I tried my best to raise my children the way that they should be raised. And I try my best to give them some information on religion and God first. God's first with everything. And if my daughter decides that it is best for her to go her own way with her own path, there's something that I have to accept. I have to accept this. I have to accept that all of my teaching to her has prepared her for her journey, and that her journey she has to travel now is one that will make her at peace with everything. So with that, yeah, it would be hard. I'm not going to downplay it. It would be very hard. It would be extremely hard. But what mother wouldn't, or what mother would want to let go of their child? I mean, not seeing them at all ever.
Right.
I mean, that would be kind of harsh. Other stereotypes are just the average stereotype. You're gonna move all the way to another country and I'll never see you again. And I mean, again,
what about the infamous, they don't serve God, they serve a different God?
Yeah.
The infamous question of them all.
To that, let's just be honest. I speak English.
Yeah, I do too.
I speak English. I have friends who speak Spanish. I have friends. I met a young lady from my job. She's from Thailand. She speaks Thai. But please understand, there's God, the omnipotent, the one and the only. But no one that speaks a different language will call him God like I will.
Yeah.
To call him Allah is what they're calling in their language. Please, people, stop it. I mean, cut it out, and be tolerant. Be tolerant. Be patient. Speak to people as you would want them to speak to you. And in saying that, stop because you don't understand their language, thinking that they're saying something that's totally different from what you're saying. And also, my biggest thing is, they're all bad.
The terrorists and the
Understand, we have some bad Christians. We have some bad Christians out there who do things in the name of God, and you know clearly from your upbringing in how the church and how the Bible is explained that what they're doing is corrupt and wrong. If you have it in one religion, you'll have it in many religions. And you have to understand that and stop looking at one person doesn't speak for a whole nation.
Alhamdulillah.
I can't. I can't speak for the man down the street. I don't know that man.
Yes.
He doesn't know me. He can't speak for me. Just because he's the same skin color as me, same maybe background, ancestry, still cannot speak for me.
Yes.
So to say, oh, they're not serving just because they use their language to call God by that language. If you look in the Bible, our Bible, there are so many names for God. It's a matter of who wrote that Bible, that chapter, that book in the Bible. And as we know, in that country, there was various language used. So if you're going to say they don't serve God, then you have, because they don't say God the same way we say it, then you're wrong, and you need to reevaluate and look in the Bible and see clearly there was diversity in the Bible as well.
SubhanAllah. Alhamdulillah. Heard it from her. Stop it, okay? And the last and final question, what advice would you give the parents out there that are not accepting their children coming into Islam or coming into Christianity? What advice would you give them on supporting their children?
I'm not. Sometimes I don't really think that I'm capable of advising anybody. I can just only say how I felt. But what I would like to encourage you to do is trust. Trust what the knowledge that you've given your child. Trust that what you've taught your child from a baby to the age that they are presently at, that you've instructed them well, and that you've given them the tools that it takes to be an adult. And being an adult, you're making decisions. Communication is key. You will find that the similarities are overwhelmingly and you can't deny it. You cannot deny that the similarities are overlapping. Patience, tolerance, communication. That's all I can say. That's what I've been doing. I have been enjoying our conversations.
Yes. Absolutely.
I
love
talk
it.
about my Bible, you talk about the Quran,
Yes.
and I've been enjoying it. I used to watch my mother. My mother used to take classes with Jehovah Witnesses, 7-day Adventists. She used to make sure, she said, I can't judge anybody, but I can try to understand what they're talking about, and they can try to understand what I'm talking about, and maybe we can agree to disagree. I think with anybody, whether you have children or not, that's the biggest thing. When you see somebody doing something that you don't understand, patience and tolerance. That's it.
And that's your child. Like, you don't.
How can you disown your
Can't push
child?
away your child.
Yeah,
It's just
that's remarkable to me. How can you
because
disown your child? Because
certain
of
things.
anything.
Certain things.
Because
if they're a mass murderer,
yeah,
it's like, okay, I'm calling 911 on you.
Still, I would
yes,
definitely
for
turn
sure.
you in.
I would turn you in, but with
I
religion,
still couldn't disown you. I want to know, well, what did I do wrong, or what could I have done to have helped you to not take that route in life? But still, disown your child, I couldn't possibly. 9 months, and then addition to the years that you spend with that person, I don't think that I can disown anyone. Even if someone has done something to hurt you, you distance yourself from them, but you don't give up on them.
Yes.
You still call them, check on them, and then you pace yourself. You pace yourself with that. But disowning, I think that's really harsh. That's up there with the I hate you thing. That's really harsh to me. Disowning. I can't see myself doing that.
I'd like to thank you.
You're welcome
for coming to my channel and explaining to my subscribers or people that's just passing by. Also, I like to, alhamdulillah, thank Allah for me being so, like, having the advantage and the privilege to have a mother that deeply supports me in everything. Like I said in my last video, if some of my hair is showing, she'll say, I think your hair is showing. Is that allowed in Islam? Or if my clothes are too tight, I think your clothes are too tight. Is that allowed in Islam? Or like, even down to like when I'm at her house and before I could even wake up to pray and tell her, Ma, because she has like this automatic thing on her phone where she turns on the lights in her house, high tech. But it's like, it's such a privilege when all the lights are off in the house and my alarm goes off and she automatically just wakes up and turn on all the lights in the house so that I will be praying, and I wouldn't be praying in the dark. She supports me tremendously, and it's like, I cannot thank her enough. I'm trying not to get emotional, but not a lot of people have that support. And it's like, a little bit, even on top of her, like she said, we communicate all the time about our religion. She speaks about Christianity. I talk about Islam. And if we do get into a disagreement, it's so like swept under the rug. It's like, okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. We agree to disagree. Or it's like we learn from each other. And it's just like, okay, we move forward from there. And I just love being like, I just love everything. Because it's just, like I said, I hear a lot of you, my subscribers, under my post saying you guys are alone and you don't have the support system. And here I am, my family deeply supports me. My dad supports me. My grandmother supports me. My cousins, my sisters, everyone supports me. They don't look at me like with an evil eye, or they don't not invite me. They still invite me everywhere. They still call me. They still give me stuff. My cousin just bought me the hijab. I'm wearing one today. She bought me the things that go under my hijab. I get so much support from my family, and that's something that's really, really, really important. And I'm just so happy to be sitting here with you because not a lot of people have that. And you really do support me, Ma. And I love you so much. Seriously.
Don't make me cry.
I'm sorry, but
it's okay.
But sorry, I had to take a break and then come back because it got pretty emotional here, as you guys have seen. But again, thank you so much for the support and
You're
being
welcome.
on my channel.
Thank you for the tea. I absolutely love it.
Thank you.
Take it up a step.
Okay, so everyone, say goodbye to Mom.
Bye.
And thank you for coming.
Thanks for inviting me.
Right. Good. So I hope that you enjoy the content of today's video, and it got a little emotional because it's very, you know, like I said, Alhamdulillah, I thank Allah for every moment, every second of my life at this moment. Alhamdulillah. So as I like to close this channel up with a prayer. Bismillahir, Rahim. Oh Allah, you are free from imperfections, and with you comes peace. Bless you are the processor of majesty and generosity. Oh Allah, bless Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the family of Prophet Muhammad as well. I pray that you bless all of the prophets alaihi salam and all of your angels that obey you. I pray that you be pleased with them all. Oh Allah, you are the all-knower, all-seeing, one and only God, and we praise you for that. Oh Allah, I pray, may you please bless all of my subscribers with guidance, clarification, and knowledge. Ameen. Until next Monday, I'll see you guys, Insha'Allah. Asalaamu Alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.